This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
In less than 24 hours, we'll have the great schus from the mitzvah of Yeshivas Sukkah. And of course, we sing the Sukkah to commemorate L'man yedu dorei seichem ki basukkah yishashafti es Bnei Yisrael b'yitziyo yisam eretz Mitzrayim ani Hashem Elokeichem, to commemorate what the Torah says, what the Shulchan Aruch says, to commemorate Anani HaKavod, the Shita of Rabbi Eliezer. Now, the question is, the Gemara in Taina says there were three great gifts given to Klal Yisrael: the Mann in the Zchus of Moshe, the Be'er in the Zchus of Miriam, and the Anani HaKavod in the Zchus of Aaron HaKoyin. Why then do we only commemorate the Anani HaKavod b'Zchus Aaron? What about the other two great gifts, the Mann and the Be'er? If anything, which were more important? Certainly food and drink is more important than shade. They are absolute necessities. Why then do we only have a Yom Tov to commemorate the Anani HaKavod? And the Bnei Yissaschar in Maimar Yud of Mamorei Chodesh Tishrei in Ois Yud Gimel, he says, "Hakadmoinim achsu shar lidrosh v'lachgar ma asa Hashem kacha." Why do we only commemorate this particular gift? And in Ois Yudaled, the Bnei Yissaschar quotes the Chida in the Rosh David, who brings in the name of Harav HaChassid Moreinu Reb Chaim Kfusi, that is exactly the reason, that Mann and Be'er are hechrechiyim. They are absolute necessities. And therefore, Shuras Hadin dictates that if God created us, He is obligated to provide for us food and drink. That doesn't necessarily show His love. It's not necessarily a chesed, it's mitzad hamishpat. However, shade is a luxury. Hashem's love to us extends so far that not only does He provide us necessities, He provides us luxury. So the reason we have a Yom Tov to commemorate the Anani HaKavod is to show the great love that Hashem has for us, that He provides us with even beyond our bare necessities. That's the simcha of the Sukkah, that we celebrate how far reaching Hashem's care for us is. Now, says Bnei Yissaschar, this is merumaz in the Pasuk. The Pasuk ends, Ani Hashem Elokeichem, using the Yud Kei Vav Kei. Very well known, the Tosfos Yom Tov in Masechta Brachos, Parak Zayin Mishnah Gimel, Divrei Hamaschel Nevarech, explains why is it that when we make Berachos HaTorah, we say Berachos Hashem Hamvayrach, Yud Kei Vav Kei, and when we bench, we say in the Mazumin, when we have a minyan, we say Nevarech Elokeinu. Why do we use Elokeinu when it comes to food and Yud Kei Vav Kei when it comes to Torah? And the Tosfos Yom Tov explains that when it comes to Torah, Torah is a great luxury, it's a great gift that we could have survived without, just like the Umay Sa'olam, and it shows Hashem's Midas Haracham into Klal Yisrael. Therefore, it's Baruch Hu as Hashem HaMavarach, we use the Yud Kei Vav Kei. As opposed to when we eat food, that is Mitzad Midas Hadin, and therefore we say Nevarech Elokeinu. So too says Bnei Yissaschar. That's why, if the reason why we commemorate the Anani HaKavod more than the other gifts is because we're commemorating the great love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that His love extends even to luxury, that's why we end off L'man yedu dorei seichem ki basukkah yishashafti es Mitzrayim b'yitziyo yisam eretz Mitzrayim ani Hashem Elokeichem, not just Elokim, but Yud Kei Vav Kei, just like we say by Berachos HaTorah. Then the Bnei Yissaschar quotes another Chida, and this is in Ois Tezvav, that the reason why we commemorate the Anani HaKavod, not the Mann and the Be'er, he says a very big chiddush in the name of Moreinu Reb Yehuda Chabiliov, who says a novelty, that the Anani HaKavod were only to Klal Yisrael. However, the Erev Rav did not enjoy the Anani HaKavod. The Anani HaKavod spat out, was poilate the Erev Rav. The Mann and the Be'er was also to the Erev Rav. But the chashivus of the Anani HaKavod was only to Klal Yisrael proper. Well, it says Bnei Yissaschar, this second reason of the Chida works hand in hand with the first reason. The reason why the Erev Rav enjoyed the Mann and the Be'er is because Hashem has to give us Mann and Be'er, because He took us out of Mitzrayim, He put us in that situation. He needs to give us the necessities, as He did not only to Yisrael proper, but to the Erev Rav as well. But the Anani HaKavod being a luxury, that was only a demonstration of the great Ava that Hashem has to Klal Yisrael proper, and not to the Erev Rav. Well, this reason is marumas too as well in the words of the Pasuk. L'man yedu doroseichem ki basukos hoshafti es Bnei Yisrael. Why does it have to say Bnei Yisrael? L'man yedu doroseichem hoshavtim, them. He situated them. Why does it have to say Bnei Yisrael? To indicate it was only to Bnei Yisrael proper and not to the Erev Rav. And finally, the Bnei Yissaschar and Oistez Zayin brings another Chida in the name of Rabbi Shua Zayin, who says that the reason why we commemorate Ananei HaKavod and not the Mann and the Be'er is because the Mann and the Be'er came through complaining, came through tarumais, came through the kvetching, so to speak, of Klal Yisrael. And therefore, we don't commemorate that as a Yom Tov. However, the Ananei HaKavod was a generous gift of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even without our asking and our complaining. But we're not going to have a Yom Tov for something that we only got through complaining. This too, the Chida says, is alluded to in the Pasuk. L'man yedu dorosechem ki basukos hoishavti, I situated. It came about through my initiative and not through the request of the Bnei Israel. So it comes out, three beautiful reasons from the Chida why we only commemorate Ananei HaKavod and not Mann and Be'er. Number one, Mann and Be'er are absolute necessities as opposed to Ananei HaKavod, which is the luxury that Hashem is offering us, which is alluded to in the words Ani Hashem Elokeichem. Then we have the reason that the Ananei HaKavod is only for Bnei Yisrael, which is alluded to in the words Bnei Yisrael. And then we have the reason that we only commemorate the Ananei HaKavod because it did not come through complaining. That's alluded to in the word Hoshafti. So L'man yedu doroseichem ki basukos Ananei HaKavod Hoshafti, I gave them without their complaining, Es Bnei Yisrael, and not the Erev Rav. Ani Hashem, that it's something which is a luxury. So, by looking carefully at the words of the Pasuk, we remember the three beautiful reasons that the Chida gives us, quoted in the Bnei Yissaschar, for why we only commemorate Ananei HaKavod and not the Mann and Be'er. Wishing everyone Azisin, Kasherin, Yom Tov.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.